Hey, basketball sickos. It's the morning after game one of the Western Conference Finals. OKC all over Minnesota, 114-88. And today's topic we're going to focus on is three-point shooting because Minnesota was 15 of 51 from downtown. They knocked down 5 of 23 in the second half. So naturally, the question is, were they getting good looks and you just missed them? Were they taking bad shots and were they just chucking? Well, there's a little bit of nuance there that we're going to dive into and a couple of things we need to establish right away. A made three doesn't necessarily mean it's a great look. These guys are elite shooters at the NBA level. They can make tough shots. A missed three doesn't mean a bad three. And an open three, most importantly, doesn't mean it's a quality look. We're going to dive into all of that. Let's dive in. I thought Minnesota got some quality looks in the first half of this game, especially compared to the second half. This one, I want you to watch and hear screening on Hartenstein, but Dort is just literally hugging him. The physicality there. Edwards is going to go and try to screen again. And all of a sudden, you've got Dort and Hartenstein right here on Ant. And Julius Randle's like, you're going to give me that space? I'm a confident player. That's a great look. And that's Ant using the attention he draws in a really positive fashion. So an awesome look early for Minnesota. OKC is not going to make it easy for you at all. Here you're going to see McDaniels on the drive. And look at the defense collapse. I mean, all five guys pretty much in the paint. Dort's going out to Ant here. And they do such a great job, OKC, forcing tough passes. McDaniels sees Hartenstein there, but he's got Randle in the corner. He lofts that pass into a good spot. Randle catches it in rhythm, launches. Even if it's contested, you're in rhythm. That's a good look. Another play from the first quarter. Watch Jalen Williams here. Just the constant pressure on Randle. But Julius Randle makes some unbelievable plays. And here does a great job of attacking the paint. And watch this pass he makes with the defense around him. It looks like he might be going to the corner with DiVincenzo, but SGA's right there. He makes a hell of a read here. Finds McDaniels. The quick decision to DiVincenzo attacking the closeout. Get the defense rotating. You're in the paint. Spray out. Naz Reid is wide open. You like your chances in this situation. If you're a Wolves fan, you're like, okay, that's the type of offense you want to see on a regular basis. And you would think more times than not, Naz Reid can knock down this type of look in a game. Your decision-making against OKC has to be so quick. Here, Reid is posting up, and in these situations, this is where OKC sends some random person to come dig down. You're going to see Case and Walls right here. Oh, Isaiah Joe looming. I mean, again, all five guys in the paint. Reid does a good job getting off of it, finding the open man, kind of lofts it up perfectly. Look, that's still tough, though, because, again, you throw it that high to get it over the defender. That pass, because it's high, allows time for the defender to close out, to get there. DiVincenzo knocks down a nice look, though. When Minnesota can attack the paint and make quick decisions, they will get quality looks. We saw a lot of that in the first half, not as much in the second half. Here, look at this. Randle gets by Caruso. There's three guys around him. Caruso's digging. Conley swings it to DiVincenzo. That's a great look. You live with that result. It goes in and out. You like to think that those are the type of shots that go down. Like that, to me, is good offense early in the second quarter by Minnesota. Randle gets off of that fast, sees the open man Conley, quick decisions, defense's rotation. You know, Wallace has to recover late because he was helping, and DiVincenzo got a quality look there. Here's one last positive example. There's not many positives in this game for Minnesota, but the handoff to DiVincenzo, who, guess what? You get in the paint, you get off of it, defense collapses, make the extra pass. They're in rotation. Randle's cooking at this point. Oh, I'll take this deep-ass three. Bang! Great look. I would have loved it even if he missed it. I'm not going to pretend like I know more than NBA coaches and players, okay? Because breaking news, I don't. But I know spacing is important. This play, there's just not great spacing. DiVincenzo comes over to set a screen and attacks baseline. But the problem is Alexander Walker's in the corner. Randle's right here. So now you've got a whole bunch of guys based up. And we know spacing is at a premium in today's league. No shit. But especially against an OKC team that packs the paint. You're just in a really tough spot here. Alexander Walker takes a three. Can he make this three? Yeah, he can. But you got to be able to get better looks. And the reality is there's just not a lot of optionality offensively in this situation. Randall's bunched up here, Ant's right here. You've got the sideline, the baseline that can act as another defender. So you're really putting your offense in a tough spot. Alexander Walker, sure. Can he make this? Yeah, but you got to get better looks in this situation. It did feel like some of the best looks they got from threes when Ant got hunting a little bit in some two-man action here. Hartenstein dropped off a little bit. It's a good look for Ant. It's a great look. He's got to take more shots, by the way, in game 2. That just went in and out. OKC does a great job of making you work late in the shot clock, and this guy, Kenrich Williams, he was awesome in his minutes coming off the bench for Dagnall. Here he is going up against Randall. Late shot clock. We're at 10. You see guys just digging at the ball. Look at Williams shading on over. Great activity. And there's not a lot of movement. Reed's trying to relocate. Randall's like, all right, 5 on the shot clock. I got to make a move here. Look at the dig by Williams. Look at Kenrich Williams. Straight up vertical, taking the blows to the body. This forces Randall to kick to an open man. That's Naz Reid. But the pass is tough, right? Look at where Reed catches that. Pause. We're talking like at his mid shins, 4.1 seconds to go. This allows the defender enough time to come out and close out. Yes, Reed can hit that. Yes, that is probably considered an open 3-point attempt, but this is what we talk about. Not all open threes are quality looks. This is late shot clock. The pass is at your ankles, not exactly in rhythm. You got to throw it up, and that's a missed shot, late shot clock. OKC with tremendous defense. OKC is on a 17-2 run at this point, and it looks like Ant's, I guess, swinging for the fences. Here's Gobert with the pick on Caruso. Ant pulls it back out. Caruso's able to recover. Another screen. Caruso just fighting through it. And Ant takes a deep, contested 3-ball. Plank. That's tough. Especially when a team's on a big run and they've got all the momentum. Okay, so this is late third quarter. No Ant or Randall on the floor for Minnesota, which is challenging to say the least. Late shot clock again. And Clark, who had some solid minutes off the Wolves bench, gets it to Alexander Walker. Late shot clock, a great drive and pass, but again, Naz Reid is catching this with like 3 seconds to go. Not catching it completely clean, and Kenrich Williams is right there. So now you got Reid trying to throw up a grenade late shot clock. This OKC defense is just nasty, man. They force you into tough passes. They force you into late shot clock opportunities, and they still are able to protect the paint and challenge your shot. I know Dante can hit from deep. I've seen it. He's done it a lot the last couple of years, but can we get a better shot in this situation? He did this a couple of times in game 1. 20 seconds on the shot clock. And he is pulling up from like 29 feet away. I know it's open. I know it's open. Is that good? Push back on me on that. I didn't love that look from Dante DiVincenzo. When it's still, the game's still in reach. He's launching from that far out when he's not exactly red hot either. I want to see Minnesota put pressure on the paint. I know it's hard. I'm not acting like it's easy, but when we saw some of the good threes they got in the first half, it was because they were doing that. I felt like they were doing too much settling in that second half and not really making OKC's defense work hard enough. This OKC defense, dude. I mean, what can you say about Alex Caruso, Lou Dort? Caruso defending Jokic in game 7. Here he is in game 1 defending Ant. Constant pressure on him. And in this sequence, I think Ant gets a look that he could knock down, but look at how hard they had to work to create this look. DiVincenzo comes up with the screen. Chet is there to show, to hedge out. Okay. Almost gets a backcourt violation. Luckily, you got the safety valve and DiVincenzo there. Hey, Ant can knock this down. But again, it's 8 seconds on the shot clock, and all of that action took place like right beyond the midcourt line. No pressure on the paint in that situation. OKC is just nasty. On this final play, this is just going to go on Alex Caruso's playoff highlight reel. Just his screen navigation. He doesn't give a shit. Right into Ant's airspace. Look at how hard Ant has to work there to free up, and Caruso is still in front of him. Just digging, active hands. Ant does a great job here getting it to Reed. I don't know, man. You got SGA closing out. And maybe I'm being too hard on Reed here, but could you pump fake at least? He instantly launches that shot. SGA with a great recovery. He's short. Is that the look you want in that situation? I know late in the game doesn't really matter. So we obviously didn't watch all 51 3-point attempts from Minnesota, but here's what I do know. Oklahoma City's defense is as good as we saw in game one. Like, this is what they do. Minnesota is not, in my opinion, the team we saw in game one. So can a better version of Minnesota be able to beat this version of Oklahoma City? I think it's going to be tough, but they are more than capable of playing better. And I think we've seen enough examples where, yeah, they had some quality looks last night that didn't drop, but they also need to be disciplined and not just settle. It's tough. Oklahoma City's defense makes things so challenging with the way they can protect the paint. And if you get in the paint, they're still digging. They're bringing help. You never know where the help's coming sometimes. It's tough to read. And then even if you get off the ball, they have such disciplined defenders with length that they force you to make tough passes to the open shooters. So some of your guys are not catching the ball clean. They're catching it at their ankles and shins, or catching it up high, or having to relocate a little bit, allowing Oklahoma City's defenders to recover and contest those shots. So I want to see from Minnesota in game two, yeah, definitely give some Ant off-ball opportunities so there's not so much pressure on him, but give me some more high pick and roll situations with Ant, especially when Chet is in the game, especially if Hartenstein's in the game, because then they're switching and they're in a tough spot, and Ant can attack that a little bit more, and you could get some better quality looks. I think in that first half, you saw Minnesota get some quality looks when they did get in the paint. So they have to have a better balance. They have to be disciplined. They have to take better shots. And then most importantly, they have to take care of the ball. Oklahoma City makes it tough. Let me know what you thought about what you saw from Minnesota in game one with the 3-point shooting. What do you think about Oklahoma City's defense? Is there anything I missed? Probably. Again, guarantee it. Let me know in the comments below. Hit the thumbs up and subscribe.
Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know.